Marjorie, and welcome back to my channel, Singing Made Simple. I'm so happy you're here, and today we're going to be talking about something that is super important for being a great singer, and that is singing in tune. I'm going to help you diagnose some reasons maybe why you are not singing in tune and give you some help and some strategies for becoming a better musician, a better singer, and learning how to sing in tune. I used to make a joke, especially when skinny jeans were just beginning to be a thing. We're way past those now. Skinny jeans are kind of chuggy now, right? But I used to say that it doesn't matter how funky your hair is or how skinny your jeans are. If you are singing out of tune, no one wants to hear you. And I still believe that is true, right? So it doesn't matter if you have an amazing tone, if you are a beautiful person, if you have a great band, you have a great song. If you are out of tune, no one wants to hear you. You know, the other really unfair thing as a singer, I can really work hard and be a wonderful singer and do a lot of things really well, right? But if I am singing out of tune, everyone knows. Even the folks who are terrified to come up and speak or sing in front of anyone else. They know, right? They can hear it. So we have to correct our pitch and make sure that we have people who are in place to help us if we struggle with that, who will tell us honestly that we're a little bit out of tune, that we need to work on our tuning, because you'll become, you're just not going to be able to get jobs and make great recordings unless you can sing in tune. So what are some of the reasons that singers sing out of tune? All right, let's just take the first one. Some people say, well, they're just tone deaf. Well, that could be true. Although I have done research, and the best I can tell, it's 2 to 3% of the population that are actually tone deaf, that actually cannot match a pitch. Now, I've had folks in my studio that people would probably jokingly say that they're tone deaf, but I've been able to take every singer I've ever had and make them match at least 5 pitches. Now, maybe their range wasn't bigger than that, and 5 pitches or 5 whole steps are not super helpful for being a great singer. You really need to be able to hit more notes than that in tune. But they were able to sing those pitches in tune, so that tells me that they were not tone deaf. So most likely, you are not tone deaf. So what's another reason that you might not be able to sing in tune very well, or a singer might not be able to sing in tune very well? One is that they really don't hear the pitch very well. They are either not paying attention, they have not learned the skill of listening carefully to notice whether they are in tune or not. And so it's just, they have to hone that skill so that they get better at it and they can line up and they can match that pitch. Often when I'm teaching people to sing who have never ever sung before, I tell them that to think of singing as a matching game, right? Because the goal is that you match the pitch that you're supposed to be singing perfectly. That's the goal, right in the center of the pitch. And so another reason that you might not be able to sing in tune, maybe you hear the pitch, you know what it is, you know you're out of tune, but you just can't quite fix it. There are some reasons. Most likely it's strain. Most often we are either shoving up our chest voice too high and just not quite reaching the note, and we are pushing out too hard also in our chest voice, and we are going flat. We're pushing the note flat. Notes in any part of our range can be out of tune. Often, I think when American Idol started, there was the term pitchy started to be a thing. They would say, he's pitchy. What does that mean? It means that you're either sharp or flat, which sharp is above the note, the note you're supposed to be singing, and flat is slightly lower than the note. If you're pitchy, you're both sharp and flat within the phrase that you're singing. Or maybe you're just flat and they're just calling it pitchy to let you know you're just not quite nailing the tune and the note correctly. All right, so other reasons that we might be singing out of tune are that we are not using good vocal technique. We're doing things that keep us from maybe opening our mouth, giving it the attention that we need and the energy. We're just singing with low energy and not great breath support. I'm not a big fan of overly emphasizing breath support, but we do need to breathe correctly, make sure we're taking a deep breath so we have the amount of air we need to sustain the tone. And we need to pay attention to how that air is coming out of our mouth. Exhalation is super important, as well as inhalation, and making sure that When we let that air out, we are doing it with energy and intention and keeping that tone vibrant all the way through to the end so that it doesn't go flat and go out of tune. All right, so those are some of the reasons that you could be singing out of tune. So let's talk about some ways to sing in tune. One is to listen. There's just no substitute for becoming a great listener if you're a singer. You must listen to the music you're singing along with and pay very close attention to whether you are matching or singing in tune. If you just struggle to hear whether you're singing in tune or out of tune, which I think I did as a young singer, my husband, even when he was my boyfriend, he was playing music for me and he had a better ear than I did. He was much more advanced in his career, had been playing and writing music for a while, and so he was able to kind of look at me and say like, you're a little bit flat. He can still do that, which sometimes irritates me, but it makes me a better singer and a better musician, and so ultimately I'm very thankful for it. Surround yourself by people who are better than you and will be honest, people who can listen to your music and hear whether you're in tune or not. Often folks can listen to it and they don't know how to correct it, or they don't know what's wrong with it, but they know it just doesn't sound good. Probably if they feel like it just doesn't sound good, it's probably out of tune. And so that's the first place to look when you're trying to correct just something that you just don't feel that good about. So check for your tuning. That means knowing what notes you're singing and making sure that you are right in the center of the pitch. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do is there's some exercises that you can do that will help you listen better and line up and match the pitch. This is my favorite one. You need only one finger to do this. You need a keyboard. You can use a keyboard on a phone or an iPad or a computer. You can use a literal keyboard or a piano. You can use a guitar. Anything that you can match the pitch with. So I'm going to take a really easy note for me to sing, nothing super high, nothing super low, and I'm going to use one finger, and I'm going to play 5 pitches, and I'm thinking of them as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I love to use numbers if you hadn't caught up with that yet. And we're going to sing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a straight tone. We can use vibrato to sing in tune, but sometimes vibrato can mask whether we're in tune or not. And often I have even really good singers who are used to using a lot of vibrato in their tone. They feel like they can't sing in tune well when they're singing straight tone. And I think with straight tone, you get just really pure tone, and it's really easier to tell whether you are right on the pitch or not. So try for me to use straight tone as you practice and try this exercise. So we're going to sing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you see that I bang that 5 over and over again. And the reason I'm doing that is I am listening to it. I'm forcing my ear to listen, and so that my voice will line up with it. And often if you hear your note being out of tune with the pitch, there's a point where you hear it go, and it lines up and gets right on the note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it as long as you need to line up and hear that pitch. If you're running out of air, stop the note, start the exercise again, and try to match right on the note. Another way to help you, let's say you feel like you've got this exercise down. Often I give people this as their homework, and I'll say, every time you walk past the piano, every day, do 5 of those exercises and try to match the pitch and listen to yourself. And then if you get really good at that, then take it way up high and way down low and listen to your voice in a different range and try to make sure you're right in tune with the notes. So I really hope this is helpful to you for learning to sing in tune, finding out the reasons that you are not singing in tune, and then how to rehearse that great tuning into your voice, building new muscle memory so that it just becomes something that you've got. And so when you get to your performance, you're going to nail the song right in tune and just move the audience with your beautiful voice. I hope that happens for you today. Go work on your tuning. Come and see me again and follow my channel. I hope you have a great day.